Hey guys, welcome to the Peach Plant Podcast. I am Peach or Ookamarii, and I'm here with
Plant.
Nice Fern.
I've done the bare minimum of the assignment.
Wow, that's great.
I was genuinely waiting for you to fuck up saying Peach Plant Podcast.
Sometimes
you have to sit there and you're
tongue.
like Peach Plant. Podcast.
Well, once I get over that, what's up, PP Nation? What's up, you fucking PPs? Hope you guys are doing okay. We are coming back with another Thursday
I don't hope you're doing
podcast.
okay.
Wow.
I hope you're doing great.
Oh, ooh, that was good.
You can't see, but I'm dabbing vigorously.
Jesus. We don't have any like super big overarching topic, but we do have quite a few to talk about because there's a lot of gaming stuff that's coming up soon, and just little updates on like Genshin and Pokemon and Animal Crossing and stuff like that. So yeah,
decent amount of things that we get to
topics.
Go ahead and go over. Like we said, some Pokemon, because we've got, it's right around the corner somehow. As of release of this episode, it'll be 8 days until Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
God,
and then
I'm so excited.
I know. And then 78 days until Arceus, which 78, seems like a lot, but when you sit there and you look at it, you're like, wait.
That's actually really close.
That's really soon.
Yeah. Last time I checked, I felt like it was 130 or something.
Barely even 2.5 months.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, I mean,
jeez.
might as well just get right into it.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and talk about. We're going to talk about Pokemon first, but I think you should hold our horses on that one. Make you guys stay a little while before you get the juicy content.
It's not. It might not be in the end. It might be in the middle. You just gotta wait and figure out.
Spin the wheel. Brrr. I don't know either.
First topic is
I can't read.
Okay.
So yeah, one of the interesting things that we've seen on here, or that's been kind of announced on social media or anywhere that we've been seeing content, is a brand new game from Concerned Ape. So if any of you are familiar with him and his very small team, he is the creator of Stardew Valley. Love that game.
Cuttlefish Studios, right? Something like that.
Chucklefish,
right?
But that's just the people that made the game for him. Like he didn't. Well, not made the game. Published the game because they've published a few other 8-bit kind of whatever games. But yeah, Concerned Ape is the person that we're concerned about here.
He
releasing
announced on Twitter.
Yep, announced on Twitter
video.
With a little video and a few other posts. His newest game that he's going to be endeavoring in, Haunted Chocolatier.
Looks so good.
It is incredibly adorable. Totally follows the same exact style. I mean, frankly, no information was given on the game.
It just showed scenes and kind of activity, life, kind of stuff like that.
But like in the first 30-45 seconds of that trailer, I thought it was just Stardew DLC. I was like, oh wow, you just get a little deal, and then he was like, nope. It
was same style of Stardew, but it was significantly more detailed and full. So he just took like the detail button and just fucking raised it.
Yeah, whereas Stardew, I feel, was kind of a major RPG of like, do whatever the fuck you want in your farm,
choose your life,
do all that other kind of stuff. From what I'm seeing on the, very limited gameplay that they've shown, this looks a lot more traditional RPG, I would say. Kind of a little more linear, a little more story. But there's still a huge element of the creative and crafting and all of that other stuff. It appears that you are the newest owner of this chocolate factory or building or whatever they are deeming it, and you have to make chocolate or some other type of things. It looks totally run down, like a mansion type
probably
thing.
A flip in some capacity. Might have hotel aspects. It looks huge.
Yeah, it looks really big. And from what we can see, a lot of, like Mo said, it looks very fleshed out. There's a lot more detail with the characters and the environment. They're getting a whole new combat system. He announced that that's just a ground up redoing, not a copy paste from Stardew, which I think Stardew is very simple and it fits its little Stardew whatever, but at some point it's nice to have a little bit of evolved combat because it was incredibly simplistic.
Yeah. Well, and it looked like too the inside, once you kind of have your chocolate stuff, like your shop going, you can serve your stuff to ghosts, which is like kind of the haunted aspect to it. So there's little ghosts that can come buy some chocolate. There's also some town aspects. So you're in a town and there's marriage candidates that you can marry. And it just kind of has that other
maybe
slice of life.
We don't know that.
Well, yeah, that's a big assumption, but I'm pretty darn positive that would be a thing. But yeah, and then a lot of like exploration. So like you said, the combat. I think there were some mines in there. I don't remember.
I have no idea. I think he went like in a mirror or something and went into a combat fairyland. But for all I know, it's kind of incredible for someone, especially with an 8-bit style, to make something that's so true to form of what they make, but also so different.
Yeah.
Like, I watched that trailer and I was like, yeah, the first 30 seconds or whatever, you think it's Stardew, but after you watch it a little bit more, you start to realize, this is a different game somehow. And I really appreciate that. And it looks really fun. So, more than likely, we will play it. 100% we're going to play it. If we'd make content on it, we'd have to see. Might be, further down the road when we have some
because
potential.
You and I like to play Stardew, but we don't like to record it because it's just our
it's a little difficult
game.
With it just kind of the technological standpoint of things. At the end of the day, you need to accept we're not professional full-time YouTubers or anything like that. We both have full-time jobs and we both have things to do, and sitting and figuring out how to record 2 switches and put in the investment to be able to do that, and then the investment of time of editing that is a little bit higher than our pay grade for YouTube, which we would like to try. We never know, but I'm not sure if that's the content we want to put on the channel, but we'll definitely play it and let you guys know if it's... Why did I say it like that? Let you guys know.
Let you guys know. Well, and also, must be mentioned too, it does not have an announced release date. So it's just more of a follow his Twitter, Concerned Ape. He's posting a lot of updates and just kind of content for that. So and it's just best described, go watch the trailer, it's so cool.
We can only describe it as well as we possibly can. For anybody that can't see, Cinder, for whatever dumb reason, is crawling all over me, and I'm just like, you couldn't have done this like either not at all or later.
Come here.
But yeah, that's the newest game that he's got coming out in the works. We're pretty excited for it because we really like Stardew. But yeah,
I think we've logged in together. We've done multiple farms together, just wanting to start fresh. We've done like hundreds of hours.
Stardew is also really weird in that game. I've never really progressed that far. Like, we've gotten really far, but we've never gotten to that that far.
Like, we just have
like millions of dollars and you have everything unlocked.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've gotten to year 3 ever.
Really?
I don't think I've ever gotten to year 3.
I'm at like year 5 on one of my files, and I'm pretty advanced in like a personal file.
Not even remotely close.
Anyways.
So yeah, like we said, that's the game that's coming out whenever.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, hopefully soon. If you're gonna play it, let us know on Twitter or in the comments below. If you want to find us on Twitter, it is at Peach Plant Prod, PROD, short for productions. So go ahead and give us a follow there. We tweet literally about our videos going live, and if you want to interact with us, we say stupid shit whenever we feel like it. So
yep,
that's pretty much how our relationship on social media goes.
Yeah. Do you want to do a quick mention of Genshin?
Sure. For all the people that will probably hate us for talking about Genshin,
oh my God,
we don't care.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Essentially, for those who aren't familiar, Genshin is a gacha game, and they have a certain amount of characters that they give you in the game without having to pay to play, essentially, and you can buy... I'm not going to get into it. They have these banners.
You're playing Breath of the Wild, and there are 18 characters that you can play as. of those 18 characters, it's like Zelda and Link and Ganon and Urbosa and all those other people. But to play as those characters, you need to buy packs of cards. And sometimes in the packs of cards, you get the character. And if you get the character, that's what a gacha game is. It's essentially like opening cards or spinning one of those little, those little things that used to be at the restaurants where you put a quarter in and it's like, oh, I got a little toy. Well, you do that pretty much and hope that you get a really cool character instead of a sticker or something like that.
You can invest your actual money into it, and then there's an in-game currency, and then there's a marriage too where you can buy the in-game currency to then buy characters. But anyways, it's not a guarantee. It's basically a gamble.
I hope I described a gacha game well enough for you.
But the game has featured banners, and in this case it has the Hu Tao featured banner, and they have Hu Tao is a 5-star character, and then they have 3 4-star featured characters, and it's Diona, Sayu, and the best and most exciting one is Toma.
House husband.
We love him.
He's the absolute best.
We have been so excited to see him. We've been really anticipating him coming into the game, and he's a pyro pole arm. And he's so cool. I have like a little bit of a game crush on him.
I have 100% of a game crush on him, so I don't know what you're being so coy about.
But we both ended up pulling him. We both also got Sayu because we didn't have Sayu before from a previous banner. But anyways, I
also got a Jean and Noelle.
Yeah, which was so random. Oh, and I pulled official on a weapons banner.
Yes, because that's totally how that works.
Yeah, whatever.
They accidentally dropped that one into there, and they were like,
ooh, get her out of here. Ooh, oopsie, ooh, get her out. Ooh, oopsie. But anyways, that's enough Genshin talk. Just wanted to sit here and say we got Toma and we love him.
Now we can save all our gems for the next banner.
Yeah. Oh, for Ito's banner. Can't wait because it'll be Ito and Goro. I
was about to say, if you don't know, just like go on Google and type it in. But then I was like, you're gonna get pictures you don't want.
He's a big beefy man, and let me just say, when he was confirmed. When the leaks first came out, that like there was a back shot of him, and then people were predicting of what the front looked like, and then they finally showed the front, and Twitter was horny on Maine.
Yeah, it's Genshin's
artists are too powerful.
Genshin is horny on Maine and private and off and on. But anyways, yeah, that's Genshin. Yeah, they got bonked a few too many times whenever they saw that character, so
yeah.
Yikes. But moving on, like we said, it'd be really quick. On to another game that's relatively new. Something that I think is definitely out of our wheelhouse of kind of what we usually cover, but it's a mobile game. Pikmin Bloom.
Yeah. Well, okay, so we love Pikmin. We've always been big fans of Pikmin.
Pikmin holds a very sentimental spot in my heart, so
it's a big time comfort game. Love it so much. Pikmin. Rainy day, sunny, it's always Pikmin. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so they had announced a essentially Pokemon Go type mobile app
made by the same people.
Yes, by Niantic, in which it is you collect Pikmin from traveling around. I don't quite know what the full premise of it is.
I have genuinely zero idea how the game actually works. I've watched the trailer and saw like 2 TikToks.
Yeah. I did see, so I personally don't think I'll play it, if I'm being honest. I'm not into mobile games.
I'll probably download it to look, and then I will immediately delete it.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I saw a TikTok on there, and this was just kind of a fun takeaway, and I hope that they expand on concepts like this in the app if they haven't already. But there's a TikTok of this person showing that one of their little Pikmin they had found like 2 hours away from where they reside, because maybe they went on a vacation or something. They're like, oh, my Pikmin wants to go back to its birthplace and get a trinket, a souvenir to kind of bring back and show you from
I think I saw
homeland.
the same one.
Yeah.
I think it was like 4.5 hours away though,
yeah,
like by
or no,
drive.
4 days.
No, it was 4.5 hours by drive because they went to the lake.
Yeah.
And then they said that for him to walk over and walk back.
It took 4
yeah, the
days.
character will try to walk back to where it was born.
Yes.
And
its
get a little
birthplace.
he says trinket. I don't know if it's a whatever it's called.
Souvenir or whatever.
Yeah, and then they wear it on their back or something.
Like a backpack or a badge.
And they'll come back wearing that whatever, and they wear them all like backpacks, but they're not backpacks.
No.
Like he had one that just had a fish lure on it.
Yeah, with like the hooks just hanging on the
and
side.
another had a bottle cap or something. But yeah, he said it was gonna go to try and walk over and walk back to get his trinket, and he said it was gonna take him 5 days.
It's so cute because when Pikmin are just so cute and they're so fun and just it's so wholesome. But if I'm being bluntly honest, I just don't think there's a lot of content
This game,
in it. It's gonna flop
this
quickly.
game, I think Niantic is trying way too hard to just sit here and go, here's a fun IP, let's try to make Pokemon Go again.
Yeah.
And excuse me, as much as like, you know, in the past few years, more and more kind of, I guess you could almost say genres of game have come out. So like the Battle Royale really has taken hold, and the AR collecting game has kind of shown up now as well. But I don't really think any other franchise or game can really capitalize on what Pokemon Go has. I think Pokemon Go is great. It has all the Pokemon that you can collect. No, I really don't think any other franchise will be captivating enough and have enough content to actually do it, unless it's like Digimon or kind of Monster Hunter. Because Pokemon Go
Monster
Hunter would be tough too.
Pokemon Go is literally the essential of what it's like to be a Pokemon trainer. It is go, battle, find items, catch Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean, Monster Hunter wouldn't work. You kill monsters. So,
yeah.
But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think they also just shut down their Harry Potter version of the game.
I didn't even know there was one.
There was one, and it's bad. But
Yikes.
I think they shut that down. It was newer than Pokemon, yeah.
Huh.
But I mean, they have, like, Niantic has their own random kind of like coding, like Matrix-ish game, and that's where it originated, of them being able to do the AR things, and then Pokemon came from that.
Oh, yeah.
And both of those have been somewhat successful, but, well, Pokemon being wildly successful, but the Harry Potter was terrible, and I think that this one's going to be just equally as terrible.
I think the only thing that would make it successful is the fact that it's backed by Nintendo and that they can sit there and use their resources like Pokemon to do a lot of updates, give you new skins, items.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult because this will directly contradict something that we're going to talk about in a podcast in the future of kind of the seasonal content, whatever.
Yeah.
But Pikmin, again, we haven't played the game, so it's kind of hard, but I cannot imagine.
The mobile game, that is.
Yeah, the mobile game, Pikmin Bloom. I cannot imagine there's enough content to hold you over for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, I feel like it would just be a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, I can't imagine you actually would like play that game and enjoy it.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that's kind of what it is, and that leads to like, yeah, the AR collecting on your phone Niantic type game is cool. I think there's a Jurassic World version out there as well, not made by Niantic, but it's just kind of sitting there and you're like, I don't think that this is a genre that's going to last. I think Pokemon Go is just like whatever. So I think Pokemon Go is just the one and only exception. So moral of the story, they came out with a weird game.
Let us know if you tried it.
If you like it, great. If not, I'm not surprised. But that's kind of where we're at on that.
My feelings aren't hurt.
Yeah, it's like as much as I like Pikmin, by all means, if you don't like it, I'm not going to hold a gun to your head.
Yeah.
And then moving on to another thing that was new, but this time not a new game. A really sought after kind of update or whatever. We have the Animal Crossing, both the free update, so 2.0, I think they called it. So Animal Crossing 2.0, and then the paid DLC, the Happy Home Paradise. I totally was confident in what that was called. To give you some background, Mo has it.
Yes.
She's been playing it.
Yes.
I frankly have just not gotten around to doing it.
Well,
I want
you've been invested in other things and doing a lot of the editing and stuff like that.
I have some projects here going on back and forth.
I had to do research in playing it. So,
oh, what a shame.
Had to become the professional in this genre.
And you bought the standalone. You didn't buy the expansion pass for Nintendo Online.
I have heard a lot of... So Nintendo's never had really good internet, and they've never had good servers and anything like that.
I mean, you don't have to say has. It's just like a fact. Like, they don't.
Yeah, they just don't. And that has not been fixed. And so I didn't... the downloads
Please pay us twice as much money. We'll do nothing.
Yeah. Well, and I didn't have the money for... quite frankly, to just spend it right off the bat to get that. But we also didn't know if we wanted to do the family plan and yada, yada, yada. So I just bought it in the paid DLC by itself, and I'm really liking it. So I took a break from Animal Crossing for about 6 months. Just honestly lost interest in it, got busy, whatever. Life happened. So I already came back to a lot of new content, not including this update. But I found the new features like Brewster, so you got the cafe going. It's nice to just sit with NPCs and hang out with them. It's just sweet dialogue, because there was a large complaint that a lot of people were really bored of the dialogues from villagers, because if you aren't familiar with Animal Crossing, there's personality types, which are essentially like these tropes in certain dialogue that characters talk about, and a lot of it got stale for people. So this is a new way for people to have new dialogue, as well as they incorporated new dialogue for the characters. So it's kind of like a little hangout session with them. It's fun. It's cute. Another thing that I have not gotten into is Harvey's Island, or they call it Harv's Island. He's the hippie poodle guy who will have a bunch of these stalls that you can go in, little shops that I think will be open 24/7. I've seen some people on TikTok accessing them, showing the items that you can get. Like Kix has these little totes that you can hold, and you can get drinks and teas from other shops and stuff like that. So I haven't delved into that.
The cursed Black Panther is there. That's all I know. I hate her.
Katrina, I think is her name. What is she doing?
We have, so the way that we have this set up, we have my computer desk kind of right next to where we're recording. And
yeah, we have these chairs.
Jumped onto it, and we're just kind of like, why?
I can't wait for her to step on the keyboard and fuck everything up. Luna. Oh my God. She knows she's not supposed to be up there. Oh, little stinky fart. Anyways, this is the part that G did. Oh, before I go into the paid DLC, there's also Captain, whatever you want to pronounce it. He runs a little boat that takes you to Mystery Islands. That's how you find Brewster. You get different flora. What's fun is you can find islands that spawn the produce that you can grow. So since there's the cooking element introduced into the game, do you need to go get her? I'll keep talking. He's going to go get the cat off his desk. But you can find the produce, so you can find wheat, potato islands, pumpkin islands, all this kind of stuff. So I found a potato island, which was kind of fun. But the paid DLC, so you go to work through the airport, which I think is just kind of funny, because it's like, I want to go to work, and you get a competitive pay salary and all this kind of stuff. It's cute.
Yeah, I love him giving the true corporate competitive pay.
Yes.
You're just kind of like, competing with who?
Right. This, like, Tom Nook, anyone
You're
pays better
competing
than
with
him.
unemployment.
Right. So what you do is villagers come to this island, and there's like 30 different sectors that you can have a vacation home for these people, and you put them on one of those little plots of land. You build up the exterior. You got plants. You can put furniture out there. You can change the house size, and then you go inside and you can customize, everything in it. So what's kind of cool but kind of sucks is when you walk, you'll have the characters down on the beach and you're kind of looking at them like, oh, okay, well, they change every day. Or when you do a new character, then somebody takes their place. They have a speech bubble that gives you an indication on the set that will like expand your item collection. So you start off with a certain amount, and when you have a character, they'll give you the cozy cabin set, and then you make a house with that. And then now that's in your inventory, then you go to the beach and you find somebody who wants to do the gamer set. Then you get the gamer items and so on and so forth. Yes.
RGB.
So you build up your inventory and all this kind of stuff. And so you can go back in the homes and add more items, kind of change the look, so on and so forth. I am thoroughly enjoying this. I genuinely will look at the clock and 2 hours have passed.
That's great. From what I've seen, it looks really entertaining. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much of the free update I'd be like really into, because again, this is my first Animal Crossing game. So mm-hmm. like everybody's like, oh, Brewster's here and Captain's here, and I'm just like, I don't know who that is, and I don't care. Like the whole Brewster thing is.
Oh, whoa.
Jeez. I don't know if the microphone picked that up. Probably not, but Lou just, I don't know what she's doing.
We're in the basement, so when they go absolutely batshit, they run and we can hear them trampling above us. But
yeah, how fun.
Anyways.
But yeah, from what I've seen of the Brewster update, it's like kind of useless. Like I think you can all just sit and have a coffee or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, all right, cool, I'll do that once and be bored. Captain takes you to different islands, so it's like, all right, cool, you have a function that seems nice with all the other stuff, the crops and other.
You can get like crops and different kind of vegetation, flora. You can find different items. It spawns different seasons. It's a completely randomized everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
You can't find villagers there though, so
I think
interesting. I think.
Who knows?
But
yeah, for my background, I kind of stopped. Well, not kind of. I did. I stopped playing before the update where you could swim in the ocean.
So probably like 8 months ago.
Yeah, 8 or 9 months ago probably is when I stopped playing. And it's really not that I didn't like the game. It's just that I kind of got bored, mm-hmm. and it's a very tedious game.
It's literally chore simulator,
and I'm fine with that, because like Stardew is chore simulator as well. It's got like a few other things like the mines and a bunch of other that stuff.
But there's combat in it, and romance, and kind of a story quest where you have to fulfill the community center. This is just pay off your loans, and once you do, here it is. Yeah,
well, you can still customize the island and do a bunch of other stuff and clear it all off, but I don't know, I think it and one of the other things that really annoyed me was you can only have one file.
Yeah.
Like that really annoys me. I kind of wish that you could have a few more files of like, oh, here's, save file number 1 or 2. Yeah, because
you have your main Switch account and then you have your alternate account, and it still just logged you into the same island.
I don't know if it did that, but I do know for a fact though that you only have your Nintendo Online for one account. Mm-hmm. And the online is so important for this game because you need to be able to trade items with other people, mm-hmm. so that you can get things that look the way that you want them to.
I want to get patterns from online.
Yeah, and to get patterns if you want that, and it's kind of complicated in respect to that, but it's just like it's a little annoying because I really, really, really enjoy how my island looks. I spent a lot of time in it, and I don't want to reset it. But I still want to have another reset of just enjoying all this content because I have so much free content now on top of this DLC content.
Yeah.
And
what would it be like to start from scratch?
Yeah, what would it be like to start from scratch from now what you would say is a completed game?
Yeah.
Which is really really interesting to me. I always enjoy kind of looking at it from that facet, but if anything, shout out to Animal Crossing. You did one paid DLC, and that DLC was literally like another game within the game, so totally warranted. And then they did, I mean, God, had to have been 6 to 8 free updates on top of like the game that you got. So
yeah, and they were pretty well spaced out and sizable content included with it too.
Yeah, like worthwhile content. So
yeah,
hats off to Animal Crossing. I'm kind of spoiled of that being the only Animal Crossing I play, because I don't know how you beat that. And we probably won't get another Animal Crossing for forever.
Oh no,
because you really don't need to.
It took them forever to make. I think they made an amiibo festival for the Wii or whatever.
For the Wii?
No, it wasn't for the Wii. It was for the Switch,
I guess.
I don't know, but anyways, it was trash. But yeah, anyway, I think it's a great update. Did you like? I've been kind of showing you the room designs that I've done. Do you think they're kind of? I like the cabin one that I did.
Mm-hmm. I think it's incredibly, customizable and God, I can't think of the word, but really interesting where you can put everything and how you can design things. And now you have walls. You can add walls. You can make the room bigger. You can make it a different
wall.
You can make it a different thing. You have accent wall colors, like you said. And I think I had actually seen some people that were like, I'm literally learning interior design by playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
like, I'm designing all these homes or whatever, and I'm getting inspiration for how to design my own home or renovate homes. I'm like, that's insane.
Well, absolutely. I think what that's a huge takeaway for me as well, because you have to move your camera around and see what the full room looks like 360. So it's not just stationary in one view where it's like, okay, we can ignore the wall that's directly in front of us. You need to spin the room around and decorate that wall too. Yeah. So if you're doing like a kitchen
you made a whole
scene,
space.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to tackle it with like a little kitchen area, and then a like a family living room with like a TV and a fireplace, and put plants and stuff, and then a little closed off bedroom area. And they give you a bunch of bathroom items, so you could do something like that. They have so many themes, and I think that's what's the coolest thing, is just the amount of items that you can use to customize it. My biggest gripe though, I have mad FOMO when I go over to my island and I don't have all those items to do in my own home. Because you just get this plethora, this huge catalog of things to decorate your own home. And the only thing you can take over to your island are the things that you buy in the shop, because they have their own kind of little shop currency that you get paid for. You can put your check towards those items.
Competing budget or competing pay.
Yeah.
It's Bitcoin.
We pay in ladybugs. So it sucks that you can't take those items and just have this unlimited catalog, but you do take the ability of the partition walls, the support beams, stuff like that, and you can do that in your own home. And I haven't gotten to the point yet in the DLC, whether it's paid or not, I don't know, but it's you can redesign your villagers' homes. So
I want to say that's the paid.
I think that's the paid too.
Yeah.
But anyways, I haven't gotten there yet. But overall, I would say, aside from not being able to take the whole dang catalog and make my own home, I would give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. And I'm stingy with my rating, so that's really good.
I haven't even seen the game, and I'm going to give it a 9 and give Animal Crossing as a whole like a 9.5 or a 9 because of just when it came out, what it's done. It's truly a masterclass on how to handle a modern game nowadays.
Absolutely. Now,
granted, of course, like we've said, it's Nintendo. It's an IP that already existed, so it's very difficult to do that. They already have the money, but yeah, it's so good. They really outdid themselves, and I'm really happy about what it did. Yeah. And you can just see people being happy when they play it and whenever they interact with it. So that's all that you can really ask for in regards to like a whole host of things. Because
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a pretty game. It's very fun. It runs great unless you're Mo and you have literally 900,000,000 flowers on the island and it makes you lag.
Yeah. I need to get rid of all my flowers. Something that I forgot to mention too. The regular 2.0 update brought a crap ton of new furniture items. So I had sent you a link on Twitter. We actually were at a gas station, and while you were filling up, I was showing you the items. A lot of people have taken them and put them in color categories so you can just see them in one image and kind of the color scheme. There are so many cool new items. So I can't wait for for 6 Nook Mile tickets, I'll be able to give you the greenhouse item in the whole stock trade of items.
There's already been people that are like, give me 40 billion Animal
45
Crossing dollars and I'll give you the new Shino character or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, God, shut up.
Or it was like 831 Nook Mile tickets. Something just egregious for that. And I'm like, this is so dumb.
Once that smoke settles, I'll be very interested to see what people build, because there's a lot of stuff that got added. Like, added bulldozers.
Yeah, bulldozers and cars and tractors and mopeds.
Very eager to see how people use those in the modern landscapes that people have made. I love seeing the like streets of Tokyo in Japan.
Yeah,
like just the very cityscape looking islands. I'm eager to see people put cars and construction and stuff like that in there.
Yeah, well, since in Animal Crossing you can do custom designs and put them as like flooring designs, or you can customize banners on stalls and stuff like that. People get really, really creative. I've seen castles being made. And
speaking of designs, Discord acknowledging that they're officially in Animal Crossing.
And OBS is yet to acknowledge they are in it. There's a streamer
they're 100% in it, so
yes.
They better acknowledge it soon.
There's a very famous streamer set where there's 4 monitors on these tables, and you're like, Discord is open on one of them, OBS is on one of them, and you're playing something that looks kind of like Splatoon. Yeah. It's funny.
It's very self-aware, and I think it's incredibly awesome.
And they've got gamer chairs. There are neon lights, so you can have those in like your gamer backdrop and stuff like that.
Can't wait to make the gamer setup I never thought I could ever have.
Well, it's too expensive, so now you can just do it through Animal Crossing.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in Animal Crossing and make my basement look the way that I really wanted to if I had unlimited money.
Same.
Come on, YouTube. Get me those ad revenue cents. I need to make a cool gamer lair.
Come on, work bonus, Christmas bonus.
Come on. World doesn't work that way.
I wish. Yeah. But anyways, super great update. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think. If you are planning on paying for it, if you've started it, if you have a list of items, let us know on Twitter, add us, and we can help try to collect those items, and vice versa. We might retweet them and see if we're looking for any items, and maybe we could do a trade or something like that.
Absolutely.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, why not? Share the love.
Heck yeah, because we aren't stingy here.
Yeah.
But that's the Animal Crossing update.
Yeah.
Super good stuff.
And now, for as much as I said that a mobile game is like really out of our wheelhouse, the next thing out of our wheelhouse, as of right now, because we haven't really talked about it before, is Netflix and television and shows, kind of like that. There is a new show that has recently gone onto Netflix. It is the League of Legends, quote unquote, anime. Not an anime, because it's made in America.
Yeah.
And also is very different, not really traditional animation, called Arcane. So that is now on Netflix. I think they had different release times for different parts of the world. I know it's out in America as of yesterday evening. Yesterday evening being November 6th. I think today, the 7th, it should be out in Europe, I think. Something like that. But essentially, the show follows one of the crowd favorite characters that is in the game named Jinx.
She's my favorite.
She is, even though you've never played League of Legends.
Oh, no, I've never played. Never played. Always been super into the characters and the skins and just the fan art and stuff. But I just sometimes love crazy bitches, and that's what Jinx is.
But yeah, it follows her and her sister Vi, who is also a playable character. And I think I haven't seen it yet. I am really wanting to watch it though, because I think the universe of League of Legends is amazing. I played it. I used to be off and on. I watched professionally the tournaments and stuff like that. Worlds just ended. So really enjoy watching that. And it's honestly super entertaining, and I'm so incredibly happy that Riot is branching out into different games and different genres and stuff like that. There's so much lore, so much awesome content.
Well, and I remember they made such beautiful, not animatics, but like mini movies, just their animations. And so this was a little bit more artistic than finalized CG. It looked like, because they had an Imagine Dragons music video going on with it, and it was very kind of artsy, but it's moody and cool, and I'm excited. I really want to watch it.
It's very grunge because it takes place in definitely that setting of
steampunk
of the League of Legends geography that they have in there. So it, from what I'm seeing, it looks like it takes place in the location of Piltover / Zwan. So puts on my nerd cap. Piltover and Zwan is really kind of League of Legends idea of a dystopian world in where it's just
modern, or
it's kind of that idea of just the true hierarchy and the just the immense scale of population. So Piltover is the city of creation technology, very steampunk, but not being like too like grunge. It's steampunk in that it's very gears and pistons and looks a lot like that, but it's all clean, it's all beautiful, it's all gold, and it's
so kind of BioShock Infinite.
Yeah, kind of BioShock, where it has the like really if you took steampunk and you polished it and gave it a spray paint of gold.
Yeah.
That's what Piltover is. Very high technological, everything has science and everything like that. All your genius characters come from Piltover. And Piltover is directly on top of Zwan. So Zwan is the underbelly. So it really plays into that kind of, I'm trying to think of in any aspect of different content that people would know. So like Star Wars in Coruscant, that's like the whole planet is a city essentially. So you have your, Jedi Temple and your Parliament and everything like that is in a certain area and way up top. But if you go to the slums that are all the way down on what you would say is ground level, that's like factories, pollution, strip clubs, the underground,
like the Neo-Tokyo close streets.
Yeah, and in Zwan though, it's like cutthroat. This place is like, we have, underground doctors, street fights, all of the murder and gangs and all of this in poison, and people are augmented, and that's the only way that you can survive is to have these poisons injected into you, all nasty characters. So it kind of is in an intermediary between the two of them, and that's where it kind of gets its grunge look while also having some other instances of it
polished, but
yeah, because there's a few other characters that I've at least seen snippets of, like Jace and Caitlyn. Caitlyn's a cop. Jace is a kind of almost like a Bruce Wayne type character, or Tony Stark rather. And then Heimerdinger, which is, I'm not getting into Heimerdinger.
Yeah. Anyways,
but yeah, it looks really interesting. I'm very interested because I love the world of League. And from what I've seen, I will say, take it with a grain of salt, the people that have been saying this have played the game or at least know it a little bit. They have said nothing but good things. Great storytelling.
That's great.
Amazing character development, because Jinx is a very, very troubled character. So yeah, I'm very eager to watch it. Don't know when I'm gonna get around to doing it, but at some point I'd really, really like to watch that because it looks awesome.
Yeah. Well, and I even want to watch it too, but I've never played the games, so.
I mean, you don't really have to. The game really has nothing to do with.
Well, yeah, it's just appreciating the other spin-off content that they have.
Yeah,
but
it looks so great.
Yeah, let us know if you guys are planning on watching it too, or if you've if you're familiar with the characters, or you can nerd out with what G has to say about these cities and who do you main
the amount of knowledge I have in that stupid goddamn game. It's so dumb. I hate that game. I hate it so much.
But you love it, but you hate it.
I hate that game so much.
Anyways.
But yeah, finally, the main event.
Ooh,
we spun the wheel and we figured it out. Pokemon.
It's last.
It's
wow.
at the end. What a shock. We made you stay this whole time.
Jokes on you, but not jokes on you.
We wanted you to watch the rest of the bullshit.
Yeah, so Pokemon is coming up, and a reminder, it's coming out in 8 days from posting this episode.
Yep, 8 days.
So holy smokes, that's in a week.
Yeah.
I mean, that just I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
Really, like, I'm having
I was excited when it was announced, and I'm even more excited now.
Yeah, I have the like Christmas butterflies for this.
To give you guys a little bit of a idea of what's going to be going on with that as well. We probably would have said this at the end, but we want to let you guys know right now, content for Pokemon is absolutely 1 billion% happening.
When it's absolutely 1 billion% taking over.
Yeah.
I think we should just tell them the schedule that we're going to be doing.
So essentially, I know you guys have been enjoying a lot of the content that we've been putting out right now. We got some Mario Party, got some Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Potentially we're going to have a few other games that we've got on the list. But by the time that Pokemon comes out, that'll be the last of the Super Mario Party that we have recorded.
Second session.
You know, we had a few other sessions and stuff like that, so you will see the remainder of that. And then Luigi's Mansion. Wow, I'm really getting jumbled up right now.
I mean, Mario, Luigi, I don't know.
Luigi's Mansion that you guys have been enjoying. We're going to push out the content that we have for now. And then unfortunately for a few people, I know they've really been enjoying it. It's going to be taking just a small break while we really dive deep into just
Pokemon.
Just really nerding out and really going balls to the wall with Pokemon. So
we will be, that comes out on the
19th, which is a Friday.
We will be releasing our first episode on the 19th. It's going to be a little bit later in the day. We do have jobs. So, you know, we're going to get the games. We're going to record, edit, post the episode. We're also going to break the normal for that first week and post on Saturday and Sunday, and we are skipping the podcast on Thursday.
Yeah, so we'll talk about this more at the end as well. Yeah. But yeah, we'll be skipping a podcast that episode, and we will be posting
that week.
Yes, that totally makes sense. After sitting and thinking about it, how English works. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no podcast that week, so we will be posting quite literally every day for about a week, if not more, of Pokemon. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then that whole Monday through Friday time frame. We're not sure about the next Saturday, Sunday. Possibly, just depends on how much we get recorded, how much we're really able to do. But that week after release is going to be just straight Pokemon. It's just going to be Pokemon.
Well, the reason why we wanted to just devote all of that to Pokemon, we're just so excited. We are such huge fans of Pokemon.
And we really want to avoid doing what we tried doing last time when we had a channel, which was we did Sword and Shield, and we recorded one session of Sword and Shield, and we literally could not help ourselves but play more. And before we knew it, we were 7 hours of content in past where we had recorded. And
just
we were
personal time.
Well, I guess we can't really have genuine reactions to the new stuff because
we
we've
can't
already
fake it.
gone 7 hours past what we recorded. So
that game itself specifically, it was just kind of hard to do a let's play of it anyways because
it sucks.
I mean, honestly, it was...
Oh, it was me. That's right.
Oh, okay. It was just kind of we blew through it, honestly, and then the DLC happened and there would have just been long pauses. It would have been an awkward let's play. But since we're familiar with the Sinnoh region and all of that stuff, we feel really comfortable to just sit here and binge play the whole weekend and just really just enjoy ourselves playing this. So speaking of the game, though, there are some things that are confirmed for the game through people who have done their kind of Nintendo approved beginning Let's Plays of it. And then we still have some lingering predictions and fears / hopes that'll happen in the game. So we're going to give last minute intentions and predictions and stuff.
Like these last predictions, fears, and hopes is kind of what we've... I don't really know if there's much more that we could go into, but I don't have any fears that I'm going to say right now that haven't already been addressed in either of the two kind of Pokemon-esque podcasts that we've already released. If you haven't already, go back and listen to those before getting the game, or even if you get it after, to just kind of see what takes were right or wrong for us. But I'm not going to have any fears. I know that I think you had some concerns that you want to talk about. So.
Yeah. I guess I'll go in with the small one and then the big one. The small one is walking Pokemon. So we did see in the trailer that there are Pokemon that follow you. We don't know when that will happen because they look like later game towns. So I don't know if there's going to be like, oh, you have to build up the friendship for them to follow you. Or are we going to have some stupid situation where it's paid DLC for Sinnoh, like in Sword and Shield, that you can only get it after this point or whatever. I'm just very curious on how that works. I want it to be a Heart and Gold where the Pokemon follows you from the moment that you get it. It's in your first slot. Bada bing, bada boom, there you go. That's what I personally hope for. But my biggest concern is they've preached it's true to the originals of Diamond and Pearl. What about Platinum? Where does that fit in this? Is there going to be Platinum post-game? Is there going to be Platinum Pokedex? What kind of story? What about the whole Giratina story? I mean, what's going to happen? Like, that's my big question.
Well, you unintentionally segued right into me of prediction number one.
Okay.
I mean, there's really no consequence for me giving you a percentage, but I 100% guarantee you that Giratina and the Platinum is going to be paid DLC.
I think so.
I 100% Game Freak and Nintendo are greedy motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's 100 billion% going to be paid DLC.
But would you be disappointed if it wasn't even a thing? There was no DLC. What if it was just, here's Diamond and Pearl, here it is?
Would I be disappointed?
I would be.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, they have to sit here and look at the different games that they've put out. And like I had mentioned in the different podcasts, if they don't give this really the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire treatment.
Auras?
What did I say?
Omega Ruby Alpha. Oh, you did. Yeah, sorry. I'm so used to calling it like auras. Okay. So, sorry.
Yeah, if they don't give it that treatment and give it the Delta episode and kind of just some more quality of life changes that just really made the game better.
Yeah.
It won't even be debatable. It'll just be a fact. It's a failure.
Yeah.
The game is a failure.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of where we're at right now. And frankly, even if it is DLC, I'm okay-ish with that. It should just be included, in my opinion. But if it is DLC, I am kind of okay with that because I do not want to buy a whole nother game to do that. Yeah. Because we've already seen, yes, it worked with the other games. They were $40 though, and they were improved heavily. Yeah. And then I think the last one that worked on was Black and White because that was a totally different game.
Well, the Black and White 2 was a completely different game, and then the like Emerald and
Emerald, the Platinum, the whatever.
They were quality of life improvements, and that was improvements throughout the whole game.
And added significant content.
With like a different story.
Like Platinum added a whole new story, Emerald added a little, a lot of been a new story because you got to see the perspective of both teams and you got the entire battle frontier. So you got a whole lot with that one. But then we're kind of sitting in the trend now of failure because Sword and Shield DLC is ass and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon is exactly the same game with one piece of content that's different.
Well, I'll raise you this question. If they were to make the Platinum content DLC, how would that be included? Because let's say you played through the whole game and they need their time to get the DLC to roll out, whatever, like we're kind of riding the high, give it mid next year. They might announce it and it'll be ready for Christmas, right? Are they just going to say, oh, Team Galactic band back together and now here's the whole Giratina plot, and maybe they're adding in new Pokemon into the Pokedex.
Yeah,
like I'm very. It would be very interesting to see.
I genuinely don't know. I think somehow, some way they have put themselves into uncharted water, and I really do not know what they're going to do, because they have tried and true a remake that is not too terribly far out from when it was released, or at least technologically different, because if they're making a true remake, which they have now bottlenecked themselves into, and they have another game that came after that, which is Platinum, what really are you able to do unless you make it a Black White 2 thing where it's a totally different story, totally different whatever, a time skip? You've really bottlenecked yourself into what you're able to do, and I don't really think they'd be able to sit here and stray too far from what that Platinum story was, or adding it, because it's like, what are you able to do, you know? Like, and that's up to them to decide, because I don't know. I have so many opinions on Pokemon on what they should or should be able to do, and it's just an absolute joke. But
I do think that's an interesting mention of, will they make a whole new Platinum in some capacity? Because when you sit back and you think of the trends of their games and their releases, Sun and Moon, and then Ultra Sun and Moon, but Sword and Shield, they didn't do an Ultra Sword and Shield or whatever. They just did their
polished Sword and Shield,
Rusty Bucket. They did DLC. So I'm wondering if that's the trend that they would take. So that's actually a very interesting prediction. What else do you have?
Do tell me more.
Let's skip on to the next point.
I really didn't have much more in prediction wise. It was just kind of, I do predict the following Pokemon. Ooh, excuse me.
I love Pokemon.
I predict that will be a threshold thing. That it will be, regardless of friendship or story progression or post game, that there's going to come a point where the Pokemon will start following you.
Yeah. Maybe it's when you get to the Pal Park.
That's what I was kind of thinking as well. It's like maybe the Pal Park gives you something that just is like,
Pokemon can follow you.
Here's this super stinky ribbon that if you put it on your toes, they'll be like, I want to follow you now. So I don't know. Like, something like that. That's what I'm kind of thinking. And then, I really don't have many more predictions after that. I think the game is going to be pretty tried and true. I think it's going to be easier than its originals, frankly, just due to the changes that the game has gone through. You know, fairy types exist now.
And they did confirm that fairy types will be included in there, so there's going to be a little change in what Pokemon, the Pokedex itself.
Yeah,
like
so
Eevee, the Sylveon evolving from
you
friendship.
have to assume that that's going to be in the game. I mean, some type changes are going to be effective. Wigglytuff will be a fairy. I don't remember if Mawile's in the game, but that's going to be fairy.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a few options for Cynthia now. Her Togekiss is going to be fairy now.
Yeah, if she does have Togekiss.
So you'll have to look into that for how you're going to be playing. But I mean, other fears, I don't really have any fears, because I'm really excited for this game and I'm going to enjoy it regardless. The only thing I'm fearful for is it flopping, because I think where they're going right now is more along the lines of what I like in the Pokemon remakes or games, which is Oras. I think Oras is like one of the best ones that they were able to do.
Yeah.
And it's just really fun if they were able to give the Oras treatment to, you know, what we're saying right now of Platinum, Diamond and Pearl, and Black and White or something like that. Then I think that's truly the best formula that they could have.
I wish there was a game that was Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Auras, Platinum, Black, White, and 2. Like just
make a game that's generations 1 through 5 and the best story ever.
No, I hate the first generation.
Then I could play it for 5 months, and then I'd beat the game.
Here's a comment for people who are listening. since we'll be doing a Let's Play of it, and if you're familiar with the Pokedex at all, comment what Pokemon you would potentially like to see in our team. We definitely have our bias, but I'm going to try to push away from the Luxray, big like main Pokemon.
Yeah, we're going to try to, because this is the one game that had stereotypically like the one team.
Yes.
Like there was really, you switch your starter and then you switch one to two Pokemon that complement that starter. So like, if you have a fire, then you have to get a water grass. But the teams, whenever you play this game, were like
Electric,
starter,
Luxray,
starter, Staraptor, Luxray, Garchomp, and then your cycling of the 3 types was Roserade, Floatzel, and
Drifloon.
No, who was the fire type? There really wasn't a different fire type that you could get if you didn't get Infernape.
Yeah, true.
But
then like the Weavile
and then there was the one maybe team, the maybe, and that was like Mamoswine and Weavile, and it was like no one ever had anything different. It's like if you had something different, you were weird and you hated yourself.
But we're also willing to have those Pokemon. So if you would like to have those included, put it out there. Maybe we might name the Pokemon after you if you do so. So think about it. It would be a fun callback, and we would love to try to get you guys engaged with it too. And we can say, oh, hey, on the episode of the podcast, we highlighted the comment where we named him after Ace, and Ace is going to be a Luxray because that's what they wanted.
Shout out Ace.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so keep in mind.
Okay, I guess I have 2 hopes.
Oh, okay.
That I want. Do you have any hopes?
I hope
hopes
it's
and dreams.
Successful. I really do. I just genuinely want it to be a good game because I think it flopped when the DS formed because it was in that transition first DS game and nobody had the DS, and so therefore just
nobody knew what the hell was going on.
Fell into the void, and so now that everybody has a Switch and there's the Sinnoh ship posting and big accounts that are really pushing the Sinnoh agenda, I just want it to do better.
I literally have wrote here, I hope I'm wrong.
Wrong on what? That it fails?
On like that it fails and that the DLC is platinum and like all that other stuff. That's literally all I had wrote. And then I thought while you were talking about some other things was I hope that there's just a little bit more post game. Or
the Battle Frontier. That's
frankly,
what I hope for.
Frankly, post game, I feel like they just lost so much grasp of what post game means or like what it is. When you were able to battle in, I think it was Ruby or Emerald or something like that, when people called you and they were like, I'll battle you again.
Oh, yeah, that was a thing in Silver and Gold.
And they got stronger and their Pokemon would evolve.
Yes.
Like watching the other trainers and the NPCs around you grow and get stronger with you was insane.
Well, didn't the wild areas grow in level 2?
Wild areas?
Like the routes. That the Pokemon all elevated? No. Maybe I'm making that up.
That's a Sword
I'm thinking
and Shield.
of the Sword and Shield.
We don't talk about her.
You're right. Ugh.
She's an ugly bastard bitch X anything.
The worst of the worst.
We hate her. But no, I always remembered that it had to have been an Emerald. That there's the one route that is left of the Watson gym, and it leads to the daycare center. There's like 7 trainers. All of them will battle you again, and all of them have like 1 million Pokemon, and it's so much fun watching them grow and get better. Like 2 of them are breeders, and they all the 2 breeders get full teams of really good Pokemon.
They have
like,
all the baby Pokemon.
Yeah, they like. I remember one of them was like, "Here's my team," and you battle them, and you're like, "You suck," and then you go back, and they all evolve, and it's like, "Here's my fast as fuck Ninjask, my tanky as shit Exploud, my Aggron,
my Roserade."
Roserade wasn't a thing then. But yeah, one had a Roselia, and you're like, they're just really strong.
Yeah.
And being able, you could go back and you could fight the gyms again.
Yeah.
And they had more Pokemon, and they were stronger.
Yeah.
And it's like whenever you see these people that make these on Instagram, these illustrations of these trainers, of especially the early ones, and you see they have a full team, and it's like, full team? When I fight Roseanne, she has 2 Geodudes and a Nose Pass. And it's like, yeah, well, when you fight her again, she's got like 2 Nose Pass, a Onix, 2 Golems, and an Armaldo, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like that I want so much more, because I think I think that's just like
it
they're
would
gym
have
leaders.
even more
Like
replayability.
they're gym leaders. They should be strong as shit.
Yeah.
Like that. I think that is insane. I hope that
That's
they
the one
give
thing
that
I'll give
some
Sword
more.
and Shield was like they gave fucking competition to the gym stadium. So
and it was also the ambiance.
Ooh, here's a proposition. Why don't we do a podcast episode where we talk about our most ideal Pokemon game?
That would be cool.
That would be like the stuff that we
every
want
single gen.
We make our own Pokemon game
within reason. All right, we're not going to sit here and make Pokemon MMO.
No, but just like the stuff that we find the best features, stuff that we would totally get rid of, et cetera, et cetera. Let's do that sometime. I think that would be really fun.
That'll be airing in February of 2022. But yeah, speaking of other podcasts, we also want to make the announcement too that like we had said, we're going to be skipping a podcast for Pokemon Week, but I know a lot.
Specific date for that.
Well, we won't give a specific date just because things can fluctuate
for
here.
the week of when Pokemon is released, on the 19th it's released, and so we are not going to have a podcast on the 25th. The 25th, no podcast. The from the 19th to the 26th, 27th, that is just Pokemon every day. So no podcast that day on the 25th.
So pretty much after this one airs...
It's Thanksgiving, actually.
Yeah. So after this one airs, we will unfortunately not be doing podcasts every week.
Every week.
We're going to be switching to bi-weekly or, when things come up. So like Pokemon coming up. So that kind of throws a wrench in things. But frankly... coming up with a lot of topics. I know that we even sat here and came up with 2 more topics on our own.
Well, yeah.
But trying to find topics to talk about for an hour every single week is just a little daunting. It kind of burns us out a little bit in regards to that. And also, Mo is going to be starting her full-time job.
My job,
this week.
I'm going to be very busy, very tired. And I think that whenever you think of starting a new job, it's just kind of like, you just hit exhaustion. So we're trying to adapt to that. But then also, like you said, the topics and stuff like that. Plus, we just really want to get some gaming episodes out there and have the flexibility to do a lot of spin-off series. Like maybe we might do Monkey Ball or Pikmin and then go into like main series like Dread or Pokemon and have flexibility.
We did some scheduling recently, and we're one day isn't gonna kill us, with putting out content, but we have to sit and be rational. We're not really gonna do double posting on days, and we really are not gonna be posting on weekends. That's our time off and our time to catch up on things. And we realize that we are really kind of, I guess the buzzword of today, bottlenecking ourselves with what's going on, because we're sitting here and we're doing Luigi and we did Mario Party and we're going to do Pokemon, and we literally have a stack of games in front of the television that we want to play, and we can't fit in episodes into the week to play them. Yeah. So
regardless, we know you're understanding with it, but we just wanted to let you know, and we will let you know with the Pokemon series as well, that we will give you a reminder right off the bat that like maybe I don't know, we'll figure it out, but regardless, we'll at least announce it on the Twitter too, and kind of keep good updates, and maybe
we'll do some announcing here and there to try to give a better grasp of what's going on. But the moral of the story is podcasts will be a little bit more infrequent. Bi-weekly is the best case scenario, but it could go anywhere from monthly to just kind of what's what we're feeling in regards to putting out content. We were a little bit overzealous with the amount of information that was out, and the channel is out and about, but we've got a lot of games and we've got a lot of content that we really want to get out to you guys, because we know that you would enjoy it, and quite frankly we know that we would enjoy it. So we just want to play some games, get it out there for you, so that we don't have a lot of series that are all going at the same time, and series that all take about a year to finish, because we are not pumping out videos like the 100,000 subscriber contents that or channels that do. But essentially that's all we've got for you today. If we had a lot of other things on the show for comments and thoughts and all that other stuff with our socials and all the other things. So if you could please go ahead and leave your comments below for what we were asking you to leave a like if you really...
Lots of opportunities to interact here.
Absolutely. Leave a like if you want to help us out. Really definitely helps us grow and makes us feel good about ourselves.
Yeah, it gives us motivation.
Oh my God.
Listen, I am just so excited because as we've been talking and all this stuff, I made a crock pot of broccoli and cheddar potato soup, and it smells so good in here. So I'm like, can we like wrap this up so I can go eat,
all right. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We try to put out content as often as we can. As of right now, we're doing almost daily uploads, which we really are appreciating. If you want to and you want to get a little closer with us or just figure out what's going on social media for more updates, make sure to follow both of us individually. I am Infernos Gaming on Twitter, also Instagram, but I don't post anything there. And you are?
Yeah, and my socials are Ookamarii, so Ookamarii. I do exclusive content on Patreon with early access illustration, speed paints. I also do monthly exclusive chatting vlogs that are about 30 minutes where you just get to see me on camera, get to hear some life updates. And then I also have my socials on YouTube. I don't post there personally, but I do have a Instagram that pops off. We love her, and a Twitter that I'm getting really active on. So look out for those. But other than that, make sure to follow our Peach Plant Production Twitter too, with our updates for episodes, and interact with it there too. We'd love to chat with you guys a little bit.
Yep, and links to all of that stuff will be in the description below, as it is on every other video.
Heck yeah.
But if that's all that we've got right now, it sounds like little Miss wants some soup.
Oh, I'm soupy time.
Soupy time.
Good soup.
So that's all that we've got for you today. Thank you guys so much for joining us and understanding all the stuff that's going on. We really cannot wait to see you guys in some of our future content and any of the other content that we have on the channel right now. Please make sure to check it all out and do all the stuff that we requested, and we'll see you all in the next one.
Make sure to stay hydrated, my friends.
My friends.
Okay, have a super good day. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.